Hi, Dr. Drone back with another video on my HobbyKing Trifecta, which I finally got finished up. Had a few issues along the way, mostly involving the tail servo. This is my first Tricopter build of any kind, so I wanted to go with an APM, so I had all the options with the GPS, my radio telemetry, but yeah, it was a little tricky. It took me a little while, combined with the windy weather I had. I didn't get much time to actually tune it out. But show you what I got. Running the DYS 1806 2300 kV motor on a 6-inch GIM fan prop. Now the motors turn the props okay. I've used them before on a quadcopter, and they worked great. I got almost a 12-minute hover time. On a quadcopter. So with the 2200 battery like I'm using here, I thought I would get a little more flight time, only having 3 motors. But for some reason, I don't know, not having that 4th motor, it taxes the other 3 a little too much, and you draw too much power to make it efficient. So I definitely recommend a 2204 or maybe even something bigger. I actually have a set of Titan motors coming in, and I'm going to try a set of 2208s on here with 8-inch rotors to see what kind of lift and flight time I can get with it. Other than that, I have the GPS and radio telemetry from the HKpilot setup, and it actually works pretty good. You don't get a terribly lot of range off of this radio telemetry. With the stock antenna, you're probably only going to get like 100, say 75 to 100 yards range, which is okay. For most people flying a mini quad or something don't go terribly far, so it works pretty good. See, I got my Free Sky receiver kind of stripped down there, and this is the X4R, so I do have a smart port if I want to add like a teensy telemetry converter or any kind of other sensors you want to add with the Free Sky setup. So in the rear I ended up going, originally I had a HobbyKing servo I'd tried in here, but I had like one little crash and it stripped the gears out pretty quick, so I went ahead and ordered the actual recommended one from HobbyKing, the Turnigy 9018MG, and there was a little issue right off the bat. The gear was a little sloppy on the spline for the servo, so I ended up having to shim it in with a little bit of cotton to basically minimize the amount of wiggle I was getting. You can see I have a little bit of wiggle there, and that's almost just basically due to the gear mesh itself. If you wanted to get rid of it, you could probably just fix it with a little piece of scotch tape in there. But this actually works pretty good. So to actually tune the tail servo, if you're running an APM setup, I'll kind of explain it pretty quick. And then I'll also post the actual PIDs that I came up with. But basically what I did to tune the craft was I set the channel 6 tuning option to one of the knobs on my Free Sky controller, and then I set it to stabilize yaw KP, and then I set the max to 4.5 and I set the minimum to 1. And basically, based on where the position is on my knob there, I'm going to guesstimate I'm right at about 3.75 is the my stabilized yaw KP tune, and that basically got rid of all the wagging that the craft was doing. It would basically sit there and do this because the rear servo constantly was overcompensating for a little bit of yaw. So once I got that stabilized, I waited for a nice calm day, which happened to be this morning, and I ran a auto tune on the craft, and it worked great. And I got to get a couple more test flights in, but right now I can report it's flying just beautifully. It's really amazing if you've never flown a tricopter. I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's really comfortable. Once you get it tuned in right, it's very solid feel. You immediately can get very cocky with the thing and very acrobatic because it just I don't know. It has a different feel to a quadcopter, and I like it. So if you have any more questions, send me a post, and I will answer anything you need to know that I can help you with. And thanks for watching.